All right, let's get right into it. We're doing a huge data-driven showdown today, putting two of the most talked about seven-seaters in India head-to-head.
So, what's on the table? Well, in one corner, you've got the undisputed king of the seven-seater segment, right? The Maruti Ertiga. I mean, it's practically a household name for affordable family travel in India. And in the other corner, we have this ambitious new challenger, the Kia Clavis. It's aiming straight for the crown, promising a much more premium, feature-packed experience. This is going to be interesting.
Just looking at them, you can see they're coming from two completely different places. On one side, you've got the Ertiga. It's that classic no-nonsense MPV shape, It's all about maximizing space. But then you look at the Clavis, and it's got this modern, bold, almost SUV-like stance. It's definitely designed to make a statement.
Okay, so here's how we're going to break this down to figure out which one is right for you. We've got 5 key rounds. We'll look at dimensions and road presence, then interior space, tech and comforts, powertrain and efficiency, and finally, we'll talk safety and give our verdict. All right, let's dive in.
All right, round 1, dimensions and road presence. Let's talk about the pure numbers first. The tail of the tape. How much space do these cars actually take up on the road? And more importantly, what does that mean for you, the driver?
And wow, the specs tell a really clear story here. The Clavis is bigger. It's bigger in every single dimension. It's about 15 centimeters longer and over 6 centimeters wider. Now, that might not sound like a huge deal on paper, but trust me, those differences really add up. We're talking a much bigger footprint on the road, and as we're about to see, that usually means more space inside. So here's the bottom line. With the Clavis, its bigger size gives it this really commanding presence on the road. It just looks more substantial. On the other hand, the Ertiga, being more compact, is just going to be way easier to snake through tight city traffic and squeeze into those tricky parking spots. So right off the bat, it's a classic case of presence versus practicality.
Okay, so that's the outside. Let's step inside the cabin now. How do those bigger dimensions on the Clavis translate to what really matters for a family car? I'm talking about passenger comfort and, of course, space.
And this right here, this is the Ertiga's superpower. It's all about flexibility. You've got that one-touch tumble for the second row, making it super easy to get into the back. Plus, the 50-50 split for the third row means you can configure this thing for pretty much anything. Passengers, luggage, or, let's be honest, that chaotic mix of both that is family life.
Now, the Clavis takes that extra size and turns it into some seriously impressive passenger space. We're hearing that even 6-footers can actually fit in the third row without eating their knees. And it does it all with these premium leatherette seats. The Ertiga, on the other hand, it's all about durable, functional fabric and that amazing flexibility we just talked about. As for boot space, they're super close, but the Clavis just barely edges it out.
All right, round 3. Now, this is where things get really interesting. This is probably the biggest difference between these two cars, tech and features. And believe me, this is where the Clavis comes out swinging.
And yeah, just look at this list. This is the knockout punch from the Clavis. It's not just a few more features, it's a whole different league. You're getting a full ADAS suite. That's your advanced driver safety stuff. Ventilated seats, a massive touchscreen, a dual-pane sunroof. Seriously, this is stuff you'd expect to find in a car from a segment way above. The Ertiga, it's smart. It gives you the essentials that you really need, like those fantastic roof-mounted AC vents for the back. But let's be real. When it comes to pure gadget appeal, it's a clear win for the Kia. Okay, let's get under the hood now. What's powering these cars? And of course, we have to ask the most important question in India, kitna deti hai? What's the mileage like? So Kia gives you more choices, especially if you like a bit more punch in your driving. You get a more powerful base petrol engine, plus options for a zippy turbo petrol and a diesel engine with tons of torque. But Maruti has an ace up its sleeve, and it's a big one, the factory-fitted CNG option. For anyone focused on running costs, this is an absolute game changer.
And when you look purely at the petrol mileage, the difference is, well, it's stark. The official numbers from RAI, that's the government testing agency, show the Ertiga delivering over 20 kilometers per liter. That is a massive advantage over the Clavis. We're talking about a difference that will save you serious money every single time you fill up the tank.
Honestly, this number right here, this is a huge reason why the Ertiga is so incredibly popular. Day in, day out, that amazing efficiency means real, tangible savings in your wallet. For most families in India, that's something you simply can't ignore. All right, time for our final round before the verdict, and it's a crucial one: safety. This is a non-negotiable for any family car, so let's look at the data very carefully. Okay, we have to talk about this. The Ertiga scored just 1 star in the global NCAP crash tests. That's a concerning score. Now, it is really important to note this was under the newer, much tougher 2022 testing rules, which are a lot more strict than the old ones, but still, it's a point of concern. Digging into the official report, it points to a weakness in the car's basic structure. They called the body shell unstable. What that means is that the core frame of the car might not be able to handle any more force than what it was tested at. That's a pretty critical piece of information for any buyer.
However, there's some really important context to add here. Both cars now come with 6 airbags and ESP, that's Electronic Stability Program, as standard across all variants in India. That is a massive step in the right direction. It's also worth pointing out that the Clavis has better braking hardware, with disc brakes on all 4 wheels, compared to the Ertiga's disc and drum setup. That should translate to better stopping power.
So, after all that, who's the winner? You know, it's pretty clear there isn't one single winner here. What we have are 2 very different champions, built for 2 very different kinds of buyers. The real question isn't which car is better, it's which car is better for you. So, let's talk about the practical buyer. If your decision is being driven by your head, you're thinking about the budget, you want unbeatable fuel efficiency, and you need that peace of mind that comes from a service network that's basically everywhere, then you're this buyer. And the Maruti Suzuki Ertiga is, without a doubt, the car engineered for you.
But then there's the lifestyle buyer. If your decision is coming more from the heart, if you want the latest tech, the modern style, a cabin that feels premium, and a more exciting drive, and you're willing to pay a bit more for that richer experience, then you're the lifestyle buyer. The Kia Clavis is absolutely built to meet those aspirations.
And here it is all on one slide, the entire comparison at a glance. You've got the larger, more powerful, tech-heavy Clavis on one side and the compact, incredibly efficient and more affordable Ertiga on the other. This chart really lays out the core trade-offs you're making, plain and simple.
So in the end, it all boils down to one simple question. Are you going with proven practicality or are you choosing premium features? It's the classic head versus heart debate. The decision, of course, is yours, but now you have all the data you need to make the perfect choice for your family.